If you've been losing people, opportunities, or even motivation lately, that's not the end. It's the beginning of your next level. You didn't stumble across this video by chance. Right now, in this exact moment, you're sitting at the edge of something profound. The restlessness you've been feeling, that unexplained tension in your chest, the way familiar things suddenly feel foreign. These aren't signs that something's wrong with you. They're signs that something's awakening within you. Most people mistake the chaos for failure. They see their world shifting and assume they're falling behind. But what if I told you that everything falling apart right now is actually falling into place? What if the discomfort you're experiencing isn't punishment, but preparation? Here's what's really happening. You're being called to level up, and the universe doesn't hand out upgrades to unprepared souls. Before every breakthrough comes what I call the sacred unraveling. Everything you've been holding onto starts to loosen from your grip, not because you're losing control, but because those things can't come with you where you're going. Think about the last few weeks. Have you noticed how certain conversations drain you more than they used to? How activities that once excited you now feel hollow? How people you were once close to suddenly feel like strangers? That's not you becoming disconnected. That's you becoming discerning. Your energy is shifting to a higher frequency, and what once matched your vibration simply can't keep up. It's like trying to play an old song on a radio that's been tuned to a different station. The static isn't the radio breaking. It's evidence that you've moved beyond that frequency. But here's where most people get lost. They resist this phase. They fight to hold on to what's slipping away, thinking that letting go means giving up. They mistake the sacred pause for stagnation. They interpret the silence as abandonment when it's actually preparation for elevation. When you're about to level up, the universe pulls you into what I call the isolation phase. Suddenly, you crave solitude more than socializing. You find yourself drawn to quiet spaces, reflective moments, and deeper thoughts. This isn't depression or withdrawal. This is your soul demanding space to transform. You're being prepared. The noise is being cleared so you can hear your next calling. The distractions are being removed so you can focus on what truly matters. The relationships that no longer align are naturally fading so you can make room for connections that will support who you're becoming. During this phase, you might feel lonely, but you're not alone. You're in communion with a deeper part of yourself that's been waiting patiently for this moment. The version of you that knows exactly what you need, exactly where you're headed, and exactly how to get there. The universe functions like the most patient teacher you've ever encountered. It doesn't rush your growth or force your awakening. Instead, it creates circumstances that gently guide you toward your next level of understanding. Sometimes this guidance feels like loss. Sometimes it feels like confusion. But underneath it all, there's a current of love pulling you toward something better. You'll start losing interest in what no longer serves your purpose. That's not rejection. That's redirection. Your soul is becoming selective about where it invests its energy, and this selectivity is actually a sign of spiritual maturity. Notice how your tolerance for drama has decreased, how small talk drawn to deeper conversations and meaningful connections, how feels more exhausting than it used to, how you're craving authenticity in a world that often rewards performance. These shifts aren't random. They're evidence that you're ascending to a level where superficial no longer satisfies you. Your energy feels different lately, doesn't it? You can't force old patterns to fit anymore. What used to work in relationships, in work, in daily routines, suddenly feels restrictive, like wearing clothes that are 3 sizes too small. This isn't you outgrowing your life in a negative way. This is you expanding into the person you were always meant to become. The tests are coming now. Not to punish you, but to prove to yourself that you're ready for what's next. The universe will present situations that once would have triggered old reactions, old fears, old limitations. But instead of falling back into familiar patterns, you'll find yourself responding with a wisdom that surprises even you. These moments don't happen to break you. They happen to reveal what you're truly made of. Every challenge you face right now is actually a question the universe is asking. Are you ready to handle more responsibility, more abundance, more influence, more love? The old version of you would have crumbled under this pressure. But notice how you're responding differently now. You're calmer in chaos, more patient with uncertainty, less reactive to drama. That's not coincidence. That's evidence of your evolution happening in real time. Your next level is going to demand different qualities from you. Stronger boundaries, deeper discernment, clearer vision. The universe won't hand you more until it knows you can manage what you already have with grace. These tests you're experiencing right now are your final exam before graduation. Here's something most people don't realize about leveling up. It's not just about gaining new things. It's about becoming the type of person who naturally attracts better opportunities, healthier relationships, and clearer purpose. You can't fake your way into that. You have to grow into it. Think about how your standards have changed lately. The things you used to tolerate now feel impossible to accept. The conversations you used to engage in now feel like energy drains. The places you used to find comfort now feel restrictive. That's not you becoming difficult. That's you becoming aligned with your true worth. Your intuition has been speaking louder lately, hasn't it? Those gut feelings that once whispered now practically shout. That inner voice that used to get drowned out by external opinions now cuts through the noise with crystal clarity. You're developing what I call spiritual confidence, the unshakable knowing that you can trust your inner guidance system. But here's where the real transformation happens. You're learning to sit with uncertainty without panic, to trust the process without controlling every outcome, to hold space for your own growth without rushing the timeline. This is the kind of wisdom that can't be taught. It has to be lived through. Notice how your relationship with time has shifted. You're less frantic about deadlines and more focused on timing, less worried about what you haven't accomplished, and more aware of how far you've already come. You're beginning to understand that your journey unfolds exactly as it should, not as quickly as you want it to. The people in your life are changing too. Some are pulling away because your energy no longer matches theirs. Others are showing up with a depth and authenticity that surprises you. This isn't random social reshuffling. This is energetic alignment creating space for soul connections while naturally releasing surface-level bonds. Your dreams are getting more vivid. Your thoughts are getting more powerful. Your words are carrying more weight. These aren't just personal changes. These are signs that your spiritual frequency is rising and your capacity to create is expanding. You didn't find this video by accident. You're here because your transformation has already begun. The restlessness, the isolation, the shifts in energy, these weren't obstacles to overcome. They were invitations to step into who you're becoming. Your next level isn't waiting for you to be perfect. It's waiting for you to be ready. And if you're watching this now, you already are.